Well, this here is the brand new 6th generation BMW 7 Series, the German brand's technological flagship that introduces a number of world firsts to the automotive landscape. But in BMW speak, it is also the ultimate driver's car. However, luxury comes in two different environments, both from the driver's seat and the back seat. So let's take it for a ride and see what it's like. BMW has yet to lock in final specifications and pricing for the all-new 7 Series, but it is expected to feature a long list of standard equipment, including a full Nappa leather interior, a suite of active safety systems, and a host of world-first technologies. It is therefore likely to command a premium over the current entry price of $206,200, plus on-road costs for the existing 730D. So the brand new 7 Series is actually due to arrive in Australian showrooms in late October. It will initially be available in three models, a 730D with a 3-litre turbo diesel engine and a 740i with a 3-litre twin-turbo petrol engine in both short and long wheelbase configurations. This one here, however, is the epitome of luxury. It is the full Monty 750 Li, so long wheelbase with a 4.4-litre twin-turbocharged V8. Now this car is due to arrive in Australia a little bit later in 2016. Now all of them will come with some pretty cool new technologies. There is obviously all the luxury and all the safety equipment that you'd expect from a flagship limousine like this. So active cruise control with lane keeping assist, traffic jam assist where the car can literally drive itself in a traffic jam and keep within the lanes on a freeway. One of those new features is called Display Key, a fancy new high-tech device that has its own small touchscreen where you can check the fuel level, start the car and set the temperature by remote control. It also allows access for the remote parking function, which allows owners to watch the car park itself into tight spaces. Now this piece of autonomous driving technology has yet to be officially approved for use in Australia, but BMW expects it will be ratified by government officials in time for the arrival of the flagship 750i models mid-next year. But this car also comes with a brand new technology called Gesture Command, which basically replaces knobs and buttons with your hand in terms of adjusting some simple functions. So, for example, check this out. I'm going to turn the volume up on the stereo system just by doing this. See? Turn it down by spinning it the other way. I can accept a phone call or reject it by swiping my hand. Now, that's been around on things like Xboxes and PlayStations for a little while now, but is brand new to the automotive sphere. Not surprisingly, this car is beautiful to drive. The V8 in it is absolutely effortless, like we are literally cruising along at 1100 revs. The thing is just idling and you can't even hear it under the bonnet. The engine produces 335 kilowatts of power and 650 newton meters of torque, and has the ability to slingshot the 750iL from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in just 4.5 seconds, all the while consuming an average of 8.3 litres per 100 k's of premium unleaded. Now that's in the same realm as the M3 sedan or M4 coupe, and it actually is quite fun to drive when you're up it for the rent. It literally pulls pretty hard, and it's got a really nice muted V8 burble at the high rev range. The steering is also really well weighted. Even in the most basic comfort setting, there's a little bit of weight to it and a lot of feedback. But you can also adjust this car through many dimensions. Simply press Sport and everything tightens up a little bit. The air suspension is a little bit firmer, the steering is a little bit sharper, and the throttle is also a little bit more agile in terms of accessing that power. Now of course it is a big car and it can't hide its physical mass, and through the bends there is a little bit of lean, but at the other end of the scale it is supremely comfortable. It rides the bumps without much fuss at all. Now in terms of the cabin, well, it's got a very BMW look and feel about it. It is not quite as dramatic as the Mercedes-Benz S-Class, and there's all the usual accoutrements you'd expect from a BMW, but it does feel absolutely well built. All the shut lines and the materials are absolutely top class. The seats are also beautifully comfortable to sit in and the driving position is great. And of course, they can be adjusted in an absolute myriad of ways for more support or even with a relaxing massage function on the road. Now we also got a chance to test this car at Monticello Motorsport Park, which is a private race facility in upstate New York where we are on this preview drive of the 7 Series. Now BMW says it really wanted to concentrate on absolutely nailing the luxury element of this car, but also bringing back some of that driving enjoyment that has been missing from the last 2 generations. And I'd have to say it is surprisingly agile. For such a big car, it is quite fun to punt around. It's got great grip and plenty of punch from that V8 engine when you need it to be. Not that anyone will take this car on a track every now and then, but it does showcase the advances that BMW has made through the technologies that underpin this car. The chassis itself has got carbon fibre elements of it, not only to reduce weight, but to increase the torsional stiffness of the car itself. And that comes through in the agility of this big machine. Where this thing really comes into its own though, is not from behind the wheel, but from back there. So, let's jump in the back and go for a bit of a chauffeur ride and show you how the other half live. Well, the first thing you notice about this car is there is literally acres and acres of room back here, and it is the epitome of luxury. It's amazing. I'll show you some of the new features of backseat driving. For example, the BMW 7 Series now has its own little tablet. It's a little Samsung Nexus, and you can control everything, including what the driver sees in the front. For example, I can switch on the television screens back here, look at the sat-nav and where I'm going. I can also adjust the air conditioning controls or the stereo system itself. I can even close the sunroof, the blinds. The other thing about this car is I can also move the passenger seat forward and literally be sitting in absolute business class. This thing has a footrest on the front of it. I can recline back and just watch the world go by. It really is a pretty good way to travel. All right, to the chopper, Jeeves. What's the verdict on the new BMW 7 Series? Well, there is no doubt it is a very beautiful car to drive. But I'd have to say, the best experience is from the back seat. It is truly a remarkable place to sit and a great way to travel.